I want to show you how to do some citation with direct quotation when you're actually quoting directly from a source into your paper. Um, Here is the opening few sentences from the essay, Effects on Social Relationships on People's Acceptance of Robots Using Forms of Language by Robots, by Kim, Kwok, and Kim. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all say, this is our original passage. Now, notice that they're doing footnoting in a editor-friendly style. This is a sort of a new thing. It's very easy to do this sort of footnoting, and but it's not MLA or APA. This is house style from the journal. They're just deciding to do it this way, and I didn't include any of the footnotes or anything. I just wanted to point out that's what those numbers are. They're notes, and there probably will be at the end of the chapter of the essay, so they're end notes actually. But um, let's not worry about that. I'm going to use this section right here to illustrate some principles of direct quotation. Okay, so let's just say I took it down over here. Here it is, and I want to put this into my writing. So I'm writing along, and I say something like, the authors suggest or define, let's see, or point out that in their work, and here's my direct quotation. Okay, intimacy represents the horizontal of so they're defining intimacy and status and how they're going to use it in their work. But here's a direct quote. So I start with quotation marks. This is called double tick quotation mark. I close with them, and I need to make sure that I get everything word for word. Now I copied and pasted, so I know it is word for word. But if you're typing it, you need to check that you get everything just right. Okay. And if you are copying and pasting, you need to make sure that you standardize the font and the size after you paste. So I need to now cite this in my work as I write, because this is called in-text citation, and it's a cross-referencing tool to the full source that's listed in the back, the full source citation. So I need some sort of abbreviated form, and the way you do it is you take the last names of the author and in the order they're given to you. You will go Kim, Kwok, and Kim. Okay. Now, since you have page numbers here, you would not need to count paragraphs or put paragraph numbers. If you are given page numbers in a PDF or in a printed format, say a book or an actual printed journal, you don't need to use paragraph numbers. You would use page numbers, and for this it would be 724. Closing period. All right. Now the period goes there, and notice there's nothing between the last name of the authors and the page number. There's just a white space. Don't put a P, don't put a comma, nothing like that. Now in this case we have 3 authors, but nevertheless it's the names, or the name, and then just a white space in the page number. And then you would, keep on writing. I do not wish, okay, there, and you would keep on writing, but that's how it would look, okay? So here is a quotation that is directly inserted into my own original text. Now if I wanted to add a signal tag, I need to signal then that a quotation is coming up. So instead of putting the authors point out in their work, a signal tag, a more specific signal tag is one where you introduce the names of the authors. Something like this, okay? You would go Kim, Kwok, and Kim, quite the trio of last names here. In their joint, now by that I mean their joint authored paper, joint, and then effects of social relationships essay. Now I'm not going to put the full name here. I don't need to do that. It's going to be in the back, and I'm trying to provide a little more of an introduction than just the last names here. In fact, they're probably, if you're going to use this as the first time you ever refer to these, it might be nice to put their first names in and stuff like that. After that, then you just need to use the last names. But whenever you have last names of the actual author you're quoting from come before the quote, say that, okay. Then down here, you don't need those last names. You would just, at that point, you would just take away their last names and just put the page number. And you have a sort of a sandwich effect. Here is, one side starting off the whole citation. Here is your quote. Well, that's the name of the article, but here's the quote. And then it gets closed up on this end with the page number. So This is what we mean when we say you need to work on your signal phrases or put a running acknowledgement in front of the quotation. It just means let's put the author's names up here. You don't necessarily have to have them in the parenthetical citation at the end if you have them up front in a signal phrase. Now this is often called in-text citation, and this part of it is specifically referred to as parenthetical citation because it's the stuff that has to go in the parentheses.